Hello and welcome. It is Saturday, the 22nd of April. I am Flatcap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, it's the last day of the newly created, unofficial, not legitimate Positivity Week International. So, International Positivity Week. We've been celebrating it all week on the channel. Today is the last day of International Positivity Week. It is a big Saturday. Hold on to your hats. We're having a little go. We are double staking this Saturday to see if International Positivity Week can finish on a high. Irrespective of how it goes today, we can say that we have won this week. We are up for April, and even if the betting gods think that what I'm putting out is an absolute joke, we are guaranteed this week to make it the best week of the year so far. Bear in mind, there hasn't been too much to benchmark against. So that is where we're at. So the stats are going in a positive direction. Overall, we're about, I think, 100 down for the year, in a much better place than where we were. All of the full statistics are in the description. So, £40 double stake. It is entirely up to you what you do. I'm maxing the stakes. It's the most stake I do, and I've got 8 bets, which is the most amount of bets I will do. There is volume. And I'll always say this. I know people will be like, 8 bets, it's going to take me hours. Imagine how long it took me to research every single race, every single horse, and then put them all into a staking plan, and then spend 2 hours this morning back and forth with betting markets as horses become non-runners. Mine are non-runners, others are non-runners, price crashes. It's an absolute nightmare trying to put out a value staking plan with this amount of volume. So we could absolutely find we are on some great horses, but not together. That is 100% an outcome potential of today. So if you got to be in it to win it. If you don't want to win it because you like to have a chilled life, then that's absolutely fine. There is no pressure here. These are free selections. You can take it or leave it. That is where it's at. But we are going for it on the last day of International Positivity Week. So I've got to do a review of Thursday, which I didn't do properly because I can only do a quick one yesterday. And then a quick review of Friday, which won't take very long because it weren't that great. And then we will dive into Saturday's selections. First race for Saturday is the 140 at Bangor. That is what we've got. So Thursday's review. So Thursday was a cracker. We had 20 on and we got about 170 back. So the main horse of the day was this one, Could Be Trouble. Nicely placed for us, drifted to 66 to 1, which is, I mean, sometimes I pick these things and I think there's some value in that. I don't think it's going to move much, but then when it gets bigger, sometimes you just, and obviously it's hard to, I appreciate if as a viewer it's hard to know. Sometimes I'm putting a 50 to 1 shot thinking I'd 100% take that way loads more points lower, and other times I'm taking a bit of a riskier 50 to 1 shot that I think differently about. But I went for that in the combo bet. So Could Be Trouble 50s placed. Devil Wilder, that was the one that upset the apple cart there. It didn't run any sort of race. Then a 550 Kilbeggan. General Clermont 40 to 1. That placed too. So we got the nice place double as well as in the lucky 15. And then Gemini Man. That one was well backed in and placed, but I think I worked it out. It was Hills and Betfair didn't pay. Most other bookies paid it out. So we had a place treble for most people, place double for everyone with the additional place double. There was a bunch of rule 4s on there for the channel as well. So absolutely, if you were doing bog and you got 66s 40 and you put that on earlier in the day at say 16s, you would have been well ahead of the channel for that one. So that was bet 1 on Thursday. That was the kind of the main one for nice returns. We had 2 dots and 2 non-runners, so that was just a refund on that one. And then Could Be Trouble placed, and we managed to get it with Gemini Man and a non-runner. And I think there might have been a couple of bookies that paid Kodiak Prince. Originally, a lot of bookies were paying 5 places, and it finished 5th. Sky didn't, but there may be some others that possibly got an extra place double off that one on bet 3. And then bet 4. Started off well. That was the horse I tipped up and said it was great for a kind of Paddy Power Sky money back special bet. Again, 9-1 and just ridiculous. I don't know what was good. This week's been a bit funny. Like there's some prices that just look strange to me. Monopolised, then placed, and then we couldn't get anything else with it. So it was a place double on the lucky 15 there. So 20 on. 20 on. At 170 odd back. And then Friday, I haven't got papers for Friday, but it was 20 on 546 back. Just checking here on my phone. We had a Plum placed for some, but not everybody, and Runswick Bay. Again, 14's SP, and I got 11s with a 25p rule 4. I was like, that's just rubbish. But place double there. And then it was the combo double that started off brilliantly. Bernardo O'Reilly won at 16s. A Plum was placed, and then I got nothing in the second leg, so it was stuffed. And the only other horse I mentioned was Cafe Del Mar, 16-1. That placed. It was well backed in, but there was a significant rule 4 on it as well. So that is where we are at. I think for the week we are 170 up going into today, I think. So 40 on. So we could walk out of here. Worst case scenario, down 130. That is where it's at. But you never can tell. I got a lot of volume. I got some prices. I've had to make tweaks and changes all over the shop when horses have gone in and have gone out. So it's so hard to try and get a stake and plan right. But here we go. Hold on to your hats for Saturdays. 8 bets coming up. 140 at Bangor, Sabbatical 14s, 215 Bangor, Zafar 12s. Both of them, well, apart from the third leg, all of these have come in from last night, which is a bit annoying. But there's still value in there, any of them at double figure prices. 225 Air, Highway 102, which was a bit of a hero for us at Cheltenham when not much else was. And then Famous Bridge, 335 Air, Scottish Grand National, 16p each way, lucky 15. It's 480 is your bet. Sky Best, 365 next best. That is bet 1. Tried to make them fairly straightforward. This one I've had to make a bit of a change on last minute. So it was going to be all at Thirsk, and then the last leg is now Newbury because I had a non-runner. 2 o'clock Thirsk, Miss Brazen at 20-1. And then the 235, I've split-legged it. Knight of Honour and Billy No Mates. The 345 Abate at 10s. And then the last leg is actually the 315 Newbury Atrium. Those of you who've watched my free bets video will know I liked Bear Force 1 in that race. Non-runner, Atrium's shorter priced, but I think there's some value in that. 15-2. So Sky our best, 365 or Coral next best. So 2 lucky 15s. So that is 1 lucky 15, Miss Brazen, Knight of Honour, Abate and Atrium. And 1 lucky 15, Miss Brazen, Billy No Mates, Abate and Atrium. £6 is your bet. So 2 different 10p each way lucky 15s. That is bet 2. Bet 3. We've got this 240 Newbury, Streets of Gold at 14, 440 Brighton, hey ho, let's go 10s. I was annoyed about that. It was 20s last night, which I think was an absolute just giving money away at 20s. Not as guaranteed to place, but 20-1 for a horse that probably should be about 6 or 7. 455 Newbury, Tiger Beetle 14s, and 645 Brighton Global Style 14s. 16p each way, lucky 15, 480 is your bet. Sky our best, 365 or Coral next best for bet 3. Okay, we're warmed up. We've got some of the lower prices in. Now we'll start to crank it a little bit, folks. All right, this one, bet 4, 255 Navan. Empress of Bow at 20s, 335 Air under supervision, which you'll have seen is my preferred horse for the Scottish Grand National, 20s. 425 Limerick, Pierre Lapin, which we've taken before, 28s. 450 Thirsk, Hurt You Never, 11s. 16p each way, lucky 15. It's the only one with additional double. There was just an odd amount, so I kind of needed to place it somewhere, to be honest. It's not that they're hugely stand out better than anything else. It just, there was a 40p left over. I wanted to go a little bit more on the Scottish Grand National, and Empress of Bow I liked at 20s. So it's a 20p additional double on Empress of Bow and under supervision. Sky Best, then 365. 520 is your bet. That is bet 4. Okay, let's keep going up the price charter. 320 Limerick, Zahi 22s, 425 Limerick, Big Baby Bull at 50s, 510 at Navan, Magnetic North 25s, 530 Limerick, Hidden Land 18s, 16p each way, Lucky 15, 480 is your bet. This one's a good one for Paddy and 365 because everybody's paying 5 on those of those bookmakers. Sky, you won't get a bog, but Paddy and 365 you will do. So that is bet 5. Bet 6, last lucky 15. 335 Air, Lord Accord 33s, 425 Limerick, Rami 20 to 1, 450 Thirsk, Point of Woods 25 to 1, 530 Limerick, Nuzra at 50s, 16p each way, lucky 15. 480 is your bet. This one is a Sky edging it over 365. That is bet 6. Now we're into combination bets. So the big combination double bet I've got for today is Scottish Grand National with my preferred other race, which is at Limerick, definitely. So these were clearly my favoured two. 335 Air, Under Supervision 20s, Famous Bridge at 12s, Lord Accord 33s. And then I was umming and ahhing. I didn't want to leave Kitty's Light out. I know it's not a big price by my standards. I think that's running to win that race, but we will see. Kitty's Light 13 to 2. That's in there. And then going on to the 425 Limerick, Big Baby Bull at 50s, Rami at 20s, Pierre Lapin at 28s. 12 times 20p each way doubles. That is a 480 bet. Sky best purely because Sky is 7 on the Scottish Grand National. A lot of bookies are 6, including 365 and Paddy. So that's why there. And then we're 5 across the board pretty much on the 425 Limerick. And then the combination doubles. We'll see how we go on this combination doubles. I was fine. I got a ranking order of race 1, 2 and 3. And then the other leg, which turned out to be the first leg, is the rogue one, I think. So here is my combination double bet for our having a little go day. We've got 235 Thirsk as the rogue one in there. Sky and 365 are paying 4 on there. Most other bookies are not. And yeah, it was that. I was umming and ahhing at 450 Thirsk. I kind of liked, but I just felt a touch risky. And then I've hedged it on this one. So. Yeah, I'm really hoping we get at least something out of that 235 Thirsk. Otherwise, I'll be a bit annoyed if the rest come in and we don't. So 235 Thirsk, Knight of Honour 17 to 2, Billy No Mates at 12s. Then we're into Scottish Grand National, Under Supervision at 20s, Famous Bridge at 12s. And then we've got 2 legs at Limerick, 425, Big Baby Bull at 50s, Pierre Lapin at 28s. And the 530 Limerick, Hidden Land at 18s and Nuzra at 50s. 16 times 10p each way, fourfold. So if you're familiar with this, you shove all 8 in the bet slip. All you're looking at is the fourfold option or the accumulator option, 10p's, and that should give you 320. And then we've got an additional combination double on the bottom 2 legs at Limerick. So Big Baby Bull and Pierre Lapin going on to Hidden Land and Nuzra, 4 times 20p each way doubles on those last 2 legs. That is Sky best because we are 4, 7, 5 and 5. 365 are 4, 6, 5 and 5. Coral are 3, 5, 5 and 5. And Paddy are 3, 6, 5. I think that's. I've lost my train of thought there. I've worked it out to work it out like that. So it's Sky best, then 365. Coral or Paddy were the same. It worked out as, but I think they've got place terms on different races. So that is 480. All right, that's it. I don't know about you, but I got a really achy arm. I've been doing a lot of writing with Sharpies this morning and fiddling with my phone and then holding up pieces of paper. So I might go and have a coffee and then actually place some of my own bets because so busy doing all the research last night. I didn't place anything last night, and there's quite a few that the prices have changed from. It's Saturday. It's a double stake day. We will see how we get on. But you need to be prepared that you could come away with not a lot at all. If you've been on this week and you're already up, then I'm saying it's worth putting some of what you've already got back, investing into today in the way that I've done it. That's what I'm saying. But we're never owed. We're never owed. And we've had a good week so far. So let's just hope International Positivity Week finishes with some sort of hurrah. As far as Sunday goes, Sunday is like comparatively such a massive anticlimax. There's 2 jumps meetings in the UK, and Auteuil in France might be worth looking at. It's not a lot. So if I'm doing a vid, I'll do one. I'll try and get it out earlier this evening. That's the plan. So I will try and do that. I can't see if I do a vid, it will be more than a £5 quarter stake day. Unless there happens to be a couple of gems just lurking in there. So I will update later on, but I'm planning at the moment to do a small vid for Sunday of a £5 bet. But if I look at it and I don't like it at all, I might just skip it, and I might just leave it and go into next week, where I'll be back on Tuesday night. Flag for next week's Punchestown Festival, which is a good one. Last year on Punchestown, as I recall, we had a lovely bet where it was a lucky 15, and I think it was something like Hurricane Darwin. I think it was called that. 22s it won, and then we had something else that was like 9-1. I think we had 2 winners, and then the third leg we had a horse called Stormy Island that looked like it was winning. And it was odds on in running, and then got collared near the line, and we were just short of having 3 lovely price winners on the same lucky 15 on that bet. 2 winners in a place, it was good, and then the last leg I think was a duffer. But I have a distinct memory of Punchestown Festival. There was a number of people on the cash out options on that one. I think. We never know whether we can repeat. Sometimes these festivals treat you well one year and shocking the next year. I said all along about Galway Goodwood that wasn't necessarily one I've had a good record at, and last year we smashed it. So that one's not till July, but you never can quite tell. All right, I'm finishing there. Hopefully you've got your fill of a Flat Cap Callum ramble now, and I will see you possibly tonight, but I'll update. Otherwise, it will be Tuesday night. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.